You can if you want to, yep. So second half of class, I would like you to get with your partner that you want to work on your final your final presentation project. Okay, it's going to be a partner, so two people. I will allow up to three people. If you want to do a group of three, that's fine. But ideally, the feedback that I've received in the past is that if the groups are too big, then sometimes it's easier for one person to not do their part. So if you have two people only, then with those two people, it's up to you both to be successful. Okay. So go sit next to your partner, and then I'm going to hand out the project information. Yeah, I'll pick up the cards. Yeah. I'll swing by and pick them up as soon as I come by. So go ahead and sit next to your partner. Get up and move if you aren't already sitting next to your partner. Do you guys want to know what the project is before you select your partners, or do you want to? Okay, does it matter? Okay. Yeah, sure. Thanks. All right. So you guys are partners? Are y'all going to work in a group of three? Yeah. Okay. There we go. You're welcome. Groups of two. You're welcome. Y'all have group of three. All right. Who's your partner? Adam. Okay. And Carla. Okay. Sounds good. Group of three here. Group of two. Okay. And then those people who are absent are going to be up to them to form their groups. All right. So I'm going to open up and share my screen so I can share this document on the screen. You also have, I just today uploaded a semester project module. Okay. I put it right beneath our live recorded lectures module. So you have this document here, which is your project. I also have the rubric. The rubric is 3 pages, so I did not print it out because I did not want to waste that amount of paper. But you do have that accessible, so you can see how your project's going to be graded. And then there is the first assignment that's going to be due on November 10th, so 2 weeks from, or about a week and a half from now. And that's going to make sure that I have your concept in line and ready to go. So that way I know that you're working on your project, okay? Our presentations. Did I say when our final exam day is? Is it Monday or Wednesday? I said Monday? Okay, so Monday. So we are going to do presentations on December the 3rd. We're going to start presentations on December 3rd. And then if we are not done with presentations on December 3rd, we will carry over onto December 8th. Okay. Everyone's assignment, though, everyone's presentation is due on the 3rd. Okay. So your final presentation is due on the 3rd. We'll have people present. I'm asking for 8 to 10 minutes. Okay. So how many groups do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus people that are absent. So if we did 10 minutes max per group, that's about 100 minutes. So that's more than one class period. So we will definitely go and bleed over onto the 8th. Okay. Any questions about the presentation timeline? Yes. Yes, we do not have a written final exam in this class. Okay. Yes. November 10th is your first assignment that's due. I'll talk about that in just a second. Yeah. It's your first assignment that's part of your project. that's due. Okay. So your project, let's pull it up so you can see. I'm kind of really excited about this project. Okay. So each group, you are going to develop, the title of the project is The Next Big Idea. Okay. The next big idea. You are going to develop a new concept. Okay. And you're going to incorporate at least 2 segments of the hospitality industry. Okay. So those segments include what? So restaurant is food and beverage. What else? Hotel is lodging. So we have restaurants, food and beverage. We have lodging. We also have recreation, theme parks or attractions, travel and tourism, and transportation. Okay. So you're going to take at least 2 of those components and develop the next new big thing in hospitality. Okay. You're going to create a business that combines at least 2 components of hospitality, of the industry. Okay. So this is going to be cumulative, meaning we're going to pull together all three of our learning objectives. Okay. These learning objectives are on your syllabus. So identify segments and career opportunities in hospitality, discuss current issues, as well as discuss the impact of customer service. Okay. You're going to create a PowerPoint presentation. It should be 8 to 10 minutes long. Okay. The first section, which you're going to work on today, start brainstorming, and this is what's due on November the 10th. I would like to know what your concept is, what the name of your business is going to be, and which segments you're going to incorporate. Okay. And then also identify who your target market is. Who are the guests that you're going to be going after? Okay. Then, also in your presentation, you need to identify the organization structure of your company, of your business. Okay. I encourage you to use the SMART art. If you remember in the SMART art, you can create those hierarchy images. So the top person, who's the top person that's in charge of your company, the middle level, which is going to be usually management, and then the bottom level is going to be your frontline associates, your frontline employees. Okay. So you're going to build out your organizational chart. You need to have 3 levels. So those 3 levels, remember, top, middle, and bottom. And you need to have at least 2 different departments because you have 2 segments. Maybe you have food and beverage and you have lodging. Maybe you have attractions and food and beverage. Maybe you have transportation and lodging. I don't know. Okay. So you need to have at least 2 columns on your organizational chart. Okay. You also need to identify the career pathway of somebody that's going to go from the bottom to the top. What jobs do they have going from the bottom, the frontline associate level? How do they get to that top level position? What does that career pathway look like? Okay. No, it doesn't have to be a lot. No, so with the organizational chart, you're going to be basically putting not necessarily the individual people, but like the titles of the positions, right? So you might do. I'm just going to throw an example out there: executive chef, sous chef, and then line cooks. That would be and then line cooks and prep cooks would be like your entry level positions. Or you might do dining room manager, GM, dining room manager, server, busser, hostess, right? So it's not necessarily the names of the individuals, but the titles of the positions. Yeah. All right. So then you are also going to identify 2 current issues in the hospitality industry. There's some examples here: labor shortage, sustainability, the use of technology integration. Okay. And that could be any other identify any other issues that you have either read about in the textbook or you want to research about, that's fine too. And you're going to propose a solution for one of those challenges. Okay, so you're going to tell us what 2 challenges that are facing the hospitality industry, and then you're going to propose why does your business address one of those, or how does your business address one of those issues. Okay. No, you're going to identify 2, and then you're going to address how does your business address one of those. Yep. Okay. So it is going to create some opportunity for critical thinking, for you to really stop and think, okay, how is my business going to address this current issue? And then you're going to also talk about the customer service experience. Okay. So what is the single most important aspect for your business? What customer service does your business provide? Okay. You're going to develop a real life scenario, or maybe like a made up, potentially real life scenario of where service could go wrong. Remember those moments of truth we talked about? Okay. Think about a scenario in your specific business where service could go wrong. And then you're going to develop a 3-step service recovery plan. What do we do in 3 steps to make sure we recover that service error? Okay. And then lastly, you're going to explain how your customer service approach will drive repeat business and positive online reviews. Okay. So that's going to encompass all of our learning objectives for this semester. So for your first assignment that's due on November 10th is essentially this number 1 right here. Okay. I want to know that by November 10th, you have at least your concept and you're moving forward with everything else. Okay. Now, my morning class, they don't want any more assignments. I wanted to give more checkpoint assignments, like your hierarchy, your business, whatever, like your organizational chart. They said, nope, they don't want that. Do you guys want checkpoint assignments, or do you, once we do number 1, I'm going to trust that you are working on your project? What do you guys prefer? I mean, it would be the opportunity for you to, yeah, to get more grades in the grade book. Yeah. Okay. So I will create an additional assignment for you to just to turn in your organizational chart so I can give you feedback. Yes, you're on the right track, or maybe you need to think about adding more here or take away something here. Okay. So I will do that for number 2. Let me look at my calendar. So that would be November 17th, 24th. What's that? Yes, you'll have to do the check-in assignments. So the check-in assignments are basically there for you to submit your assignments as you go. I can give you feedback. And then when you do your final presentation, you can incorporate the feedback in that final presentation. Yes, they're for grades. Yep. All right. So for the remainder of our time, in the next half an hour, I would like you to start brainstorming what your business is going to be. Okay. Now, I would love for you to get super creative with this. Okay. There is no budget. You don't have a limit of how much money you can spend to start this business, right? So you can get super creative. Think outside the box. What's the next big idea in hospitality? Okay. So let me give you a quick example that I shot down in my morning class. Students are like, we want to do a cruise that stops at different countries and people get out and experience the food at those different countries. Can we already do that? Right, we can already do that. So is that the next new big idea? No. So how can we they can use cruising, right? That's transportation and lodging. but how are you going to take it to the next level and make it more innovative and make it new? Okay. So I'm not saying you, what's that? Go be creative. What's the next new big thing in hospitality? Okay. Okay. So be creative. Think outside the box, right? Think maybe even like futuristic what you see hospitality in 100 years to be. Okay. Think about however you want to develop it. I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to start talking so I can start writing. I'm going to create your assignments in Canvas and then I'm going to come in and check in with each of you. So please do not leave till I check in with you.